Welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida. Here we're at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. 40 drivers get ready to take on the most prestigious race in all of stock car racing, the Daytona 500. And today we'll open up Season 3 of the ADCS here in the Sunshine State. And without further ado, let's take a look at your ones to watch here for the Daytona 500. Kurt Busch won the pole for the Daytona 500 on Wednesday. He was fastest in single car runs. Austin Dillon did not have a good duel, but he'll remain second due to qualifying on the front row. Harrison Burton starts third after winning duel number 1, and Daniel Suarez, the other duel winner in an exciting duel number 2, starts fourth. Chris Buescher starts 10th. He's your defending Daytona 500 champion. And Denny Hamlin, the master at Super Speedways, starts 32nd. We'll look for him to come up the field today. Now, we'll go trackside for your national anthem. And without further ado, let's take a look at your starting lineup. It's Kurt Busch and Austin Dillon who make up row number 1 here in Daytona. Row 2, it's the duel winners, Harrison Burton and Daniel Suarez. Row 3, it's Ty Dillon and Alex Bowman in the 48. Row 4, it's the Candyman Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And in row 5, it's Corey LaJoie with a great duel finish, and Chris Buescher, your defending Daytona 500 champion. In row 6 is the defending ADCS champion next to his teammate Chase Briscoe. And in row 7 we have Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott. And in row 8 we have Austin Cindric and Brad Keselowski. Row 9 it's BJ McLeod and Ross Chastain. In row 10, it's an open car. It's Matt Benedetto and Eric Jones. Row 11, it's Haley Deegan and Eric Almirola, your Daytona 500 champion in Season 1. Tyler Reddick and William Byron make up row 12. And in row 13, it's Justin Haley and Bubba Wallace. Row 14, it's Michael McDowell and Kyle Larson. Cody Ware and Cole Custer will make up row 15. And Landon Castle and Denny Hamlin start in row 16. Row 17, it's Daniel Hemrick from College Racing and Garrett Smith in the 53. Row 18, it's Todd Gilliland in the 38 and Ryan Blaney in the 12. Joey Logano and Zane Smith start in row 19. And rounding out the field, it's Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Preece. And here's your race info. We have 40 drivers, 12 laps, 30 miles, and we will end under the lights. And it's the first points race of season number 3, and we are ready to go green here in Daytona. The green flag is out. We're racing in season 3. Kurt Busch leads him into turn 1. Now Austin Dillon edges ahead with help from his Chevy teammates on the outside. Austin Dillon edges ahead, and Daniel Suarez gets towed along into second here as Bowman now is able to clear the 45 rather of Kurt Busch and slot into second place. Austin Dillon getting shuffled out now as it's Daniel Suarez who leads lap 1 of season 3. Daniel Suarez will lead them into 1, and that is a little wiggle from Suarez now as here comes the 48 Alex Bowman to the lead here at the Daytona 500, followed by Kurt Busch and Austin Dillon. And Dillon tries to block to the high side, and he's going to get shuffled out even further as Bowman continues to lead here now on to lap 3. As a lot of the field now single file is Chris Buescher now just jumping up to the high side trying to make something work. Not going to though, as here comes Ty Dillon. He wants to lead the Daytona 500. Oh, Harrison Burton gets a little squirrely now as Ty Dillon jumps in the second place, followed by Kyle Busch. Alex Bowman continues to lead here. Is now Corey LaJoie, the leader on the high side. He's trying to make something happen up there. Lap 4 now as Alex Bowman continues to lead that bottom line, but that outside line is getting stronger. And oh, we got trouble off of turn 2, and it's Chris Buescher almost up and over. Here's the defending Daytona 500 champion is already out here of the Season 3 Daytona 500. Let's take a look at your replay. The first wreck here of the season. Oh, looks like Briscoe just pushed him wrong. Almost upside down goes Chris Buescher. On his side there momentarily. Luckily landing back on all fours here, as what a wild wreck here to start the Daytona 500. And unfortunately for Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, they will not have a shot at their first Daytona 500s. And Chris Buescher is not going to have a shot to defend his Daytona 500. But now we go back to green here in Daytona. The green flag is back in the air. We're racing again. Alex Bowman continues to lead now with a big push from Ty Dillon on the outside. Kurt Busch trying to get clear of his brother Kyle for the third position. Looks like he will. Ty Dillon looking for the lead now of the Daytona 500, but Harvick leaves him out to dry. Kevin Harvick, where did he come from? With help from the one of Ross Chastain here. Now coming in the tri-oval. Here's Harvick pushing Alex Bowman. When will he make the move? We know Kevin Harvick, he has won pretty much everything here. He got his first ADCS championship in Monza last season. All is left for him is the Daytona 500, and he's going for it right now here with help from Ross Chastain. Kevin Harvick's your new leader of the Daytona 500. And now into the tri-oval as the inside line looking like the strongest line right now, as three cars are almost going to manage to get clear of the 48 of Alex Bowman, who was just leading a lap ago. Now on to the back straightaway. Oh, trouble. Kurt Busch gets squirrely. Big hit into the outside wall. And that's the big one here at Daytona. About 6 cars looks like involved on the back straightaway, including the Busch brothers, who are both out of this race now. As let's see, Matt Benedetto on pit road getting repairs. Let's take a look at your replay. And that was a very big impact for Kurt Busch. Oh, looks like he just gets squirrely off the corner. Turn 2 looks to be like the trouble spot, and he gets drilled in the door by Alex Bowman. A big hit there, and Bowman comes back down, collects LaJoy, Suarez, and BJ McLeod. And that's really, really unfortunate for them, as they were looking like the underdog favorites here to win the Daytona 500. If we were to see an underdog victory, it would have been one of those three. But unfortunately, we will not see that, as a lot of good cars collected in this one. And now we're going to go back to the green here. We'll have 4 laps to go in the Daytona 500. It's Kevin Harvick who leads now. Austin Cindric and his teammate of Eric Almirola, as the inside lane gets a really good start. The outside lane not so much here, as Chastain's already fallen back to about 4th or 5th. Here's Cindric looking for the lead now. Cindric goes to the outside. He has help from Ross Chastain. Austin Cindric is the new leader of the Daytona 500. He's got help now from Ross Chastain. Here down into the tri-oval, we have 3 laps to go now. Chastain looking to the inside. Chastain wants the lead, and he'll get it. Here with help from Harvick and Almirola on the inside. Cindric not giving up yet. He has help on the outside from the Chevys. Here comes Eric Jones to the middle. Harvick back to the lead now with help from Almirola. But Eric Jones side drafting, trying to get the lead here with help from William Byron. He'll get the lead of the Daytona 500. Now pulling down in front of the 4. Here comes Harrison Burton to the outside. Gets left out to dry by the 33 of Haley Deegan now. Is Harvick looking for a move. Jones continues to lead here in Daytona with 2 laps to go now. Oh, big trouble. Almirola up in the air, up into the catch fence. Big fire and big crash here coming into turn 1. And that will surely bring out the red flag here, as that was a very massive crash. That was not good. A lot of cars collected in this one. And that's really unfortunate for a lot of contenders here, as we see cars getting repairs on pit road. So let's take a look at your replay. The 10 gets absolutely just turned, and up into the fence he goes. This comes right back down on into the pack and collects so many other cars here, as that was definitely the biggest crash that we have seen the scariest for sure here in the ADCS. Everyone has walked away from it though, and we're getting close to the green flag here as we're gonna have an overtime finish here in the Daytona 500. Let's go green. It's Eric Jones leading us to the green flag, followed by Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott. Down into turn 1, Harvick has a huge run here coming from Martin Truex Jr. on the outside. Truex looking for a run here on Kevin Harvick. He's backing up, looking to the inside. Harvick blocks. Very nice block by Harvick. Now looking to the outside, he fakes him out. Truex to the inside. Martin Truex Jr. leads the Daytona 500, followed by Eric Jones and Chase Elliott. Now coming on the final lap, white flag 1 to go here from Daytona. Here Jones looking to the outside, to the inside. They're 4 wide back in the field now. That's not going to work. It looks like the 38 got turned into the 9. We stay green. It's Custer, followed by Truex. Now Truex gets back out in front. Hemrick now in the mix. He's in second place. Blaney puts himself into third, now on board with Hemrick as he goes to the outside of Martin Truex Jr. They're side by side off of 4. And Hemrick edges ahead. Big crash. 1 car upside down. To the line is Truex, who wins the Daytona 500. What a finish here from Daytona. It's Martin Truex Jr. finally winning on a super speedway, and it comes in the Daytona 500. What an absolutely amazing race that was, and Martin Truex Jr. is gonna win the Daytona 500 in season 3. Now what you guys have all been waiting for, let's take a replay of that wild final lap. Here's we'll start on the front straightaway into the tri-oval. Eric Jones looks high, and here they're 4 wide as Hemrick tries to force it 4, and Gilliland, there's not any room for him, and he just gets hooked into Chase Elliott. And here, a huge run from the outside. 3 cars got clear of the inside line, and that allowed Hemrick to make a move to the outside of Martin Truex Jr. with help from Blaney. But then here's where it all goes wrong. Blaney gets turned, hit by Jones, and just barrel rolls down into the infield grass as Martin Truex Jr. barely edges out Daniel Hemrick for the win. Let's take a look at the results now. Martin Truex Jr. wins the Daytona 500 as a good finish for guys such as Brad Keselowski. You see Ryan Preece up there with the top 10 finish. Landon Castle just outside the top 10, along with Cody Ware in the 51, who had a really strong run here today, as a lot of guys really benefited off of all the wrecks that we had today, which was a lot of wrecks. A good bounce back from Denny Hamlin, who was involved in the big one. He finishes 8th today. Here's now we'll take a look at the bottom half of the field, the bottom 20 years. Todd Gilliland, unfortunately, involved in the last lap wreck that did not bring out a caution, so he will finish 21st today. But a really strong run, impressive run from him during all the speed weeks. We see Haley Deegan get coming up short of a Daytona 500. She was caught up in the big one with Eric Almirola, William Byron, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Ross Chastain, and others. And we'll be staying in the Sunshine State for race 2 and 3 as we head next to the Homestead Miami doubleheader, and we'll see you there. Thank you for watching the ADCS.